Greetings, everyone. This is Gerard, editor-in-chief of Filipino Soul Magazine, aka SGIB Magazine. Stand for soldiers, got intentions, believe that. Because everyone should be soldiering for something, a dream, a goal, an idea, a trend, or something. And owner P.B.G's production, that stands for soldiers. P.B.G's production stands for Photos by Gerard, the best in freelance publicity photography. It's all about perception. SGIB, Hip Hop, Urban, Raw, the Truth, a photographer's magazine. Hip Hop because it recognizes the most popular genre of music since 1998, and I know that year specifically because I was doing my time then and I was reading everything, and I read that hip hop had passed the most popular genre in music, which was country and western up until that point. Urban because it's another product manifested from the streets. There's no big money, no corporations, no bankers, no banking. It's financed just from me and you. And raw because what you see is what you get. Ain't no second takes. I know the title of this, strike three, your nigga, caught your attention, but anyway. I'm raw because what you see is what you get. There ain't no second takes, I don't do airbrushing or any of that stuff on photographs. The way they come in normally is how I drop them in. Or what little bit knowledge I do know in Photoshop, I use it, and that's just about it. The truth, it pays homage to Miss Vonney Sweeney, the founder of the pre-Grammy party, the editor-in-chief of the Godfather of Soul, Mr. James Brown magazine called The Truth, which I was the East Coast representative of, and personal photographer Devani. And she was also Mr. Brown's manager. And we love you, Vonney and Ja'net and We know if there's a heaven up above, you're teaching people how to network, which is a lost art now. We love you, and we know you love this more. That's where I got the expression from. So when you see me saying, I will always love you more, that's another way how I'm paying homage to Miss Vonney Sweeney, because that's what she always would say. So I love you, Vonney. I love you more. That's what she would say. And a photographer's magazine, because that's all I am, is just a photographer who's outgrown his box. A mediocre photographer at that. I remember when I was in school, I was going to school, photography school, driving a taxi, and I was also working at Ford Motor Company on the assembly line. And then I had a project. I finished early in the dark room, and I hopped up on the table, and I put my head on the enlarger like this, and I dozed off and went to sleep. So then the instructor, Mr. Nevercheck, who was pretty popular because he was doing a lot of the travel brochures that you saw, or that at that time he traveled around the world photographing location. He was a location photographer. And when he walked in, I woke up, I hopped outside. He said, no. Sleep, Gerard, sleep. You can always be a mediocre photographer. And that's all I ever claimed to be, a mediocre photographer. A good mediocre photographer at that. I'm a freelance publicity photographer. That means all it takes was one shot. I didn't have to learn a lot about the camera. All I had to do was keep pushing buttons and pointing my camera at something, and I would get the shot. So that's a photographer. But the reason I want to talk to you about Strike 3, You're a Nigga, because something happened to me just over the weekend, and I want to share it with you. Now, I've met a few brothers here, a few good brothers here, who you don't meet many, but when you do, you tend to want to cherish them. Like, for instance, Ken. Now, Ken was a brother, oh my God, this brother was rich and deep. he was all about, you know, enslaving women. I guess that's the best way to kind of say. He liked to have 3 women around at any given time. I'm not mad at him. I mean, somebody's got to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm lucky to have one who I begged to come in. You know what I'm saying? But man, Ken, and he was very technical. He knew about what do you call it? AI, artificial intelligence, or something like that. So he was really up on a lot of the technology and all that stuff like this, and he was very much into you know, the how do you call it? You know, the it's right on the tip of my tongue. New World Order. He was all about the New World Order. So he was very deep about that. Very, very deep about that. You know, so we would get together from time to time and just chill and have a beer. And, you know, his daughter worked for me as a assistant editor in one of my magazines. But he was very deep, man. I love and miss that brother so much. He passed away last year of a heart attack. I guess he is a miracle child. You know, he's had things happen in his life that he should have been counted out numerous times, but by the grace of God, you know, he was a faith painter. You know, and so some of his work, I have a piece of his work around. I need to put that up on the wall. But anyway, I love this brother. You know, and I met another brother, you know, around where I used to live at, you know, from Tennekey. You know, I'm not gonna say much more than that. Those of you who don't know what Tennekey means, well, then, you know, you're missing the boat. But anyway, you know, Friday, I was having a hard time with my Jeep. I had to park it. I had to go to the bank and like this, and I had time to kill, and so I went and had my nails done by one of my girlfriends who does that. What is that? Oh, fly. That's a fly. If I allow myself to think, I would think someone's videotaping me from the other side of the world. Like this, but it was a fly on the lens. Talk about paranoia. And so, you know, while I was having my nails done, I got a text from a girlfriend of mine, and she said, you know, it's the 16th. Are you going to the party? I said, no. You know, I mean, I've had such an exhausting night. You know, my Jeep, I had to push it to start it. You know, I'm sweaty, I'm grimy, you know what I'm saying? I really wasn't feeling like going anywhere but home. And so I said, I would talk to you later. So, you know, I got on the bus and head home, and by a better judgment, or for lack of better judgment, I jumped off the bus and I stopped and I went over by her house. And just to say hello, because I had already made it up in my mind I wasn't going to the party. This cat here, you know, he owes me a lot of money. I fixed his shit, and he said he was gonna pay me back, and like this and what have you. So you know, I really wasn't feeling even being around him like that, you know. So anyway, I didn't have no transportation. So she said, her girlfriend said, well, look, you can use my scooter. And I said, okay. So I said, okay, you drive. So, you know, one of the beautiful things about the Philippines is that you can be driving and see these gorgeous Filipino women driving these scooters. And because of their sizes, it's always interesting to watch them drive. And so, I decided to ride as passenger. You know, sometimes I see girls on the back of scooters and motorcycles. One girl, like, hold on. I very seldom go for 40 miles an hour on that thing. But seeing somebody just whoa, and they're holding on, you know, and like it's natural. It's nothing. Talk about the level of trust. You have to have a level of trust to be riding on the back of somebody's bike. In my mind. But to be on the back of somebody, who just seems like, nothing's going to happen, going to live forever. I don't give a damn. Here we come, here we go, like this. And so anyway, so I decided to let her drive. So I sit on the back, already it was a little unsteady. So for some reason, she took the heaviest traffic way, which I kind of knew what was on her mind. That wasn't going to happen. Hey, I know she wanted to stop her like this. And so we're in stop and go traffic, and she's like, she's hard because I'm heavy. I'm heavy. And so but finally I said, stop this thing now. Just stop. I said, I will drive. I said, she said, oh, you're heavy. I was heavy when I got on this motherfucker. Yeah, I'm heavy. You know what I'm saying? It didn't change. Shit like that. So I was like really fearful because, when you're driving in the Philippines, you got cars like this close and scooters that drive between them, and they got to navigate, make sure the mirrors don't hit their mirror, like this. That's how close they are. And she's like, like almost catching falling. I said, oh, no, just stop. So I got on it and I drove to this party. It was very early there. I got there like about 4. So party's supposed to 5. And of course they don't really jump off till it gets dark. So anyway, so I'm on this, so I'm sitting. I found a table away from the festivities. I parked it right here. I had full view of everything that was going on. And, so, of course the table is right behind where the girls are setting up and all that stuff. If I'm going to look, out, I'd rather look at girls. So anyway, so I'm sitting, so my friend is sitting beside me. You know what I'm saying? So, we're talking, we're joined by a lady friend and talking like this. The host who is getting drunk, the brother, gets drunk all the time, that's his MO, they say, oh, do you know so-and-so? Yeah, the one who's drunk all the time. So that's his handle, so anyway. So I happened to ask them, I said, yo, man, did you get your check? Your 600 stimulus check? Yeah, I got it. I'm thinking, yeah, well, what's the dealio? You know what I'm saying? You owe me cash dough. So what's happening? I can understand, saying that, yo, Double OG, look, shit's kind of tight right now. You know what I'm saying? I haven't forgotten you, but I will take care of you. Something like this. I said, okay, cool. Recognize that you owe me money. Recognize you got your money and you're not paying me. Okay, recognize. That's all I ask is to recognize. Don't ignore me, because if you ignore me like this, then you're telling me, fuck you, I ain't paying you at all. Right? Strike one. 3 strikes, you're a nigga. Strike one. So anyway, the thing's going on, I bought a bottle of gin. Normally he drinks beer, but I said, I'm gonna rip this motherfucker. I'm pouring a big bottle of gin and make sure, I'm pouring fuel on the motherfucking fire. You know what I'm saying? Don't think Double OG didn't know what he was doing. I knew what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So anyway, so we're sitting there, and he has a niece who's a singer. I didn't get to hear because him and I walked off, and around to the other house by the water, and so we kicked a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And we often kick about girls. He this one and that one and that. I'm like, yeah. Oh, I almost had that. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. So anyway. So we go back to the party. They have a lechon. A lechon is a pig that they roast. You've seen it from time to time in my pictures. And, I always take a before and after. Before they dive into it and after they ravished it. There's nothing left but bones. It's like piranhas. but it's festive. That's what they do. So anyway, so I'm eating. I eat my little plate like this. Now when I go to these things, I make sure I take a little bit. I take a little bit of everything. And I mix it all up and I eat it. I could never make the same plate twice, so that's why I only have one plate. So this is how I enjoy Filipino food. So anyway, the lady friend of mine who usually gets the bones, some bones to take back to Helen Okimi and now Brutus. So she goes to the wife, who gets a bag, taking the bones and putting the bones in the bag. This motherfucker sits down and sees her putting the bones in the bag, throws his pack of cigarettes at her and says, "I know you." I said, "What?" I said, "Man, what the fuck are you doing?" I wanted to hit and beat the shit out of that motherfucker. You don't throw nothing against the mind. What the fuck is wrong with you? If you want to throw something or hit someone, hit your motherfucking wife. Hit her with a bottle. Slap your kid. But you don't hit you don't hit against the mind. You don't hit any motherfucking woman. I said, you don't throw packs. For what? For what? Oh, toast, man, toast. No, fuck it, I ain't toasting. You toast her and you apologize to her, man. You don't throw nothing at her like that. He got up and walked away. I know he's drunk. I know he's 3 sheets to the wind. But there's no excuse. If you throw something at a Filipina. I don't care there's no excuse for you to throw anything at a woman at all. That's something you keep behind closed doors when you slapping your bitch around. But see, that's the mentality that a lot of foreigners have with Filipinos. Bitch and moan all the time about the Filipinos that living in your house who you living with, and and you got an anchor baby who ain't letting you go no motherfucking where. You know what I'm saying? So it was something else. So I'm sitting there and I said, "Babe, I'm gonna finish this, and then we gonna go." And I told her, see, that's a nigga. You see what I'm saying? That's a nigga. What the fuck you throw something at you? And she didn't understand. She didn't understand, how wrong that was. I don't know, maybe she's accustomed to it. I don't know. But she didn't understand how wrong it was. So I said, "Man, fuck this motherfucker." So I opened my wallet. I took 500 pesos up and I stuck it in the food. I said, "Fuck him. Fuck him." So, okay, fine. So I'm eating, and I finished eating. And, before I finish eating, he comes back and he sits down. He sees the 500 in the food. 500 pesos in the food. He's sitting this way. He takes the 500 out, puts it on his lap, brushes off the food. Now, I'm tapping my guest and saying, "Look." He don't ask, "What's this for?" He don't ask, "Did you put that there?" He didn't ask nothing. You know what this motherfucker did? He folded up nice and small and stuck it in his motherfucking socks. I could not believe that. Strike 3, you a motherfucking nigga. Strike 3. I said, "Baby, look at this." I said, that's nigga. So I finished my food. I got up and I left. It hurts me to my heart in the sense because, you know, I love him, you know. We always laugh, had a good time, you know. He always want to bend corners, drive. I won't let him drive, you know, because he likes to drive around and kidnap you for hours, riding around, stopping at places, just waving at bitches, you know, like this or whatever. You know, like this, and I'm not gonna be part of that, you know, so I don't let him drive me around no more. But that was the last straw. That was it. That was it. I'm thoroughly done with that motherfucker. Number one, strike one. You didn't recognize that you owe me money or make any attempt to pay me. Strike one, a nigga. Strike two, you threw something at my guess. Strike two. And then you take money that you ain't know who it is, what's the reasons for, fold it up and stuff it in your fucking socks. And got up and walk away. That's strike three. See? You show your true colors come shining through, you know. So, I don't want to talk about anything else because, you know, anything else will be joyful, pleasant, whatever. You know, this is what's sticking in my craw. Now, you know. And I've calmed down because if I hadn't done this video when it first happened, I would have been fuming. Oh, the picture, I don't know how well you can see these, but this is my slideshow and you see pictures that I've taken Helen Okimi when they're puppies, when they're playing. But I've calmed down a bit. Okay. So, I'm finishing my video. I'm glad I got this done. I got it out of my system. So, and I'm sharing it with you. You know, that's the man. So, remember, dreams are nothing more than plans awaiting action. Never disrespect the elderly. Always pull someone up. And sometimes you're the only one to see your vision. And the best revenge in life is to live good. I'm living good today. Hope you are too. When I say in my mind, you no longer exist to me, that means that I could be looking in your direction, but I want you to understand, I don't see you because you do not exist anymore to me. I got nothing to do with you no more, you know. So don't get on that side of me, okay? Never disrespect the elderly and always pull someone up. And sometimes you're the only one to see your vision. And the best revenge in life is to live good. I'm living good today. Like these two beautiful Filipinos. I hope you are too. And if you're lucky enough to have a woman like Ali Woodson, lead singer of The Temptations, once sung and treat her like a lady, you do that. You treat women like a lady. I had a cousin when I was in a joint, and she was getting married, and I sent her $100. And I told her, this is for you. I said, congratulations on your wedding. But understand this, cuz, if he ever puts a hand on you, leave. Because you're too valuable of a black woman to have somebody do that to you. Years go by. I'm at a party, a relative's party, and she's there with her mother, who I sent her a letter and the money to. And so I said, Khadija, did you get the $100? She said, $100. I said, did you get the $100 I sent you for your wedding? And her mother jumped in. I gave it to you. I'm thinking bullshit. Bullshit. You didn't give her that money. You kept it. A nigga. That's all I got to say. I want to go into a couple of more examples, but no, I'm not. You know. God gives you your family, but you can choose your friends. Choose them wisely. You know. Be around people who are happy. Be around people who enjoy your company. Be around people who love to laugh and smile and giggle. If you're around people who always want to talk about their problems, if you're around people who always want to talk about how they want to get over, are you going to talk about people, about the crimes they commit, or going to commit, or who they see, who they can probably get over to commit on? Then, sometimes, and when I was in the United States, I'd be around a few black guys, and they be talking about stuff like that. And I would say to them, yo, man, why we always talk about that? Man, how's your family? How's your grandmother? How's your grandfather doing? How's your baby? Are you seeing your kids? That's how we get to know one another. We get to know one another by sharing personal things of what we're going through in our lives. Of course, I'm kicked out of the conversation. But it's okay. I know that I don't want that in my mind. I know that I'm not part of that negativity that perpetuates amongst my people, because my people dwell in negativity. We always want to find someone to blame and find an excuse not to do things. Let me tell you something. Whenever I wanted to work, I was always able to find a job. So I just wouldn't take no for an answer. I knew the alternative was to be without, and I wasn't about being without. Okay, so, and women, if you're lucky enough to have a good man, make him feel like a king. All right? I will always love you more. I'll talk to you later.